What's up? Today you're going to have to figure out how to do these trinomials when the leading coefficient is not 1. Before we did it when it was 1 and it was super easy, but now it's not going to be 1. It takes a little bit more things to think about, but it's still doable. So without further ado, let's go. First problem is 5n squared plus 19n plus 12. I don't know what to do now. It looks so junky and disgusting. Not a big deal. First thing we're going to do is still draw your box. Box is drawn. There it is right there. Line down the middle. There it is. I've got my box. Now, you already know what goes in this first square. The 5n squared is going to sit right there. Now, you should already know what goes in the last square. That plus 12 is going to sit in that last square. Now, before when we did, no, you know what? No. If you know how to multiply when it's only one coefficient, check out this video on this link. That'll be right here in this top left corner. It'll help you out. But other than that, here, we're here to talk about these guys when they don't have a 1 there. So, I've got this 12 here. Normally, I would put a 12 here, put my little t-chart, figure out the factors that make up a 12. But I can't on this one because my leading coefficient is not 1, it's a 5. So I'm going to take this 5, times it to this 12, and that's going to give me a 60. Put it in your calculator if you need to make sure. So 5 times 12 gives me a 60. Now I'm going to break down this 60 into all the numbers that can possibly give me a 60. So where am I? Turn the calculator on, go to y equals. I'm going to put 60 divided by 12. Oops, sorry, 60 divided by x. Second graph. Let's start building this table up. It goes 1, 60, 2, 30, 3, 20, 4, 15, 5, 12, 6, 10, 7 is a decimal, 8 is a decimal, 9 is a decimal. Then it goes to 10, 6. Hey, but I already have 10 and 6, so I'm done. Now, the same rules apply. I'm going to have to take this middle term right here, this 19, and I've got to figure out which pair of numbers I can use to get me to this 19 right here. So if I use the 1 and the 60, let's see, 1 plus 60 is 61. 1 minus 60 is 59. So I can't use the 1 and 60. 2 plus 30 is 32. 2 subtract 30 is 28. So I can't use the 2 and the 30. 3 and 20 is 23. 3 subtract 20 is 17. I'm getting close though, but no, I can't use the 3 and the 20. 4 plus 15 is 19. That's the number I wanted. Let's just keep building because I want to show you guys something. 4 subtract 15 is an 11. 5 and 12 is 17. 5 minus 12 is going to be a 7. 6 and 10 is 16. 6 minus 10 is 4. Now notice, no other pairs in here equaled up to be a 19. The number that you need to hit will only happen once. Either it'll happen once or it won't happen at all. And that's a whole other video if it doesn't happen at all. So here, it happened. It's the 4 and the 15. So, now I got to figure out what kind of 4 and what kind of 15 do I need. So I've got a 4 plus 15. 4 plus 15 is 19. Sweet, I got it on the first try. So I got a plus 4 and a plus 15. I'm going to put them right here in this little box. Plus 4 and a plus 15. Now here's where it gets kind of tricky. I've got 5n squared plus 4 plus 15 plus 12. Don't forget to put your n's there because I totally forgot to put my n's there. So it's a plus 4, throw an n on it, put that plus 15 in there, throw an n on it. Now I've got to see what goes on the outside of these guys. So if you know your multiplication facts, then you'll be great. If not, you better spend some time practicing and figuring out how to multiply some numbers. So here we go. What numbers make up a 5? You got 1 times 5. So 1 and 5 are inside of a 5. What numbers are inside of a 15? Well, there's 1. So 1 times 15. 3 times 5. So there's a 1, 3, and a 5, and a 15 inside of this 15. So the numbers that they have in common is they both have a 5 in them. So you take that 5 out and write it on the top. The next part, you see 2n squared right there and then 1n. What letter do they both have in common? They both have n's in them. Now go to the next one. I've got 4 and a 12. What number do these guys both have in common? Well, they both have 4's in them. And do they both have n's in them? No, they don't. Now here's what you're going to want to do now. You see this plus sign on this square? See how it's touching this line? That means this 4 is going to be a positive 4. Now so I've got one half of it. Now I got to get the other half of it. I got 5n squared plus 4n. What do they have in common? What does a 5 have in common with a 4? They've got nothing in common. So don't pull out any number right now. Now look for the letters. There's two n's in here and one n in here. They both have an n in them. Now look at this bottom term, 15n plus 12. What do they have in common? 15, let's see, 1 times 15, 3 times 5. Let's see, what's in the 12? 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. Hey, they both have 3's in them. So I'm going to pull out a 3 in them. Then I look at this sign right here that's touching the box. It's a plus. So this is what I'm pulling out. So now let's organize these two guys. So I have 5n plus 4 and n plus 3. This is my answer for this first trinomial. I just factored it, and this is what it turns out to be. Woo, a lot of work, but you can totally do it. Just pay attention to what you're doing and go step by step. Easy. We've got 2n squared plus 3n minus 9. Oh my gosh. Well, here's what we're going to do. Is do the exact same thing, but let's put our box right there. What goes in this first one? The 2n squared. What goes in this last one? Minus 9. Let me hide this calculator for a little bit. Hide the calculator for a little bit. There we go. And now what do? Take the first number times that last number, and it'll give you the number that we need to build off of. And the number I'm going to have to build off of is a negative 18. Throw it in there. Now I want to keep this plus 3n because I know that I've got to hit a plus 3. Well, let's start building that 18. Let's go. Go to the calculator. Type in negative 18 divided by x. Second graph. There's my table. Let's go to 1. So I've got 1 and 18. I'm ignoring the negative signs because it doesn't matter. Like, I don't know if I need them to be both negative, one negative, the other one negative, or both positive. So just write down the numbers. Don't worry about the signs for now. So 1, 18, 2, 9, 3, 6, and then it goes 6, 3, but I already have a 3 and a 6, so I don't need to, I'm done right here. These are the guys. Now I'm trying to get to a plus 3. So here I go. 1 plus 18 is 19. 1 minus 18 is 17. Nope, not going to be the first pair. 2 plus 9 is 11. 2 minus 9 is 7. Nope, not going to be the second pair. 3 plus 6 is 9. 3 minus 6 is 3. Found it. It's going to be this 3 and the 6. Now let's figure out whose sign has to have what on it. Here we go. Let's go 3 plus 6. That gives me a 9. I don't want the 9, so that's wrong. Let's go 3 minus 6. That gives me a, before you start guessing, put in the calculator just to make sure you have it right. 3 minus 6, enter. This is a negative 3. I did not want a negative 3. I wanted to get a positive 3, so this one's wrong. Now let's swap them. Let's put the 6 on the top, and then put a minus 3 on the bottom. 6 subtract 3. Put in the calculator, 6 subtract 3, enter. Hey, there's a positive 3. That's the positive 3 that I was looking for. Positive 3. That's who I wanted. Hide the calculator. So I wanted to get this positive 3. What were the two numbers that I needed to get that positive 3? Well, I got this positive 6 and this negative 3. So I'm going to type in the negative 3 here. It doesn't matter where you put it. You could put the plus 6 in there if you wanted to. Same stuff happens. So down here I'll put the plus 6. Don't forget to put your letter on these numbers. I just did again. So it's plus 6n and it's minus 3n. Now, let's get out of the box. Let's get out of this box. So I'm going to go upwards. This 2 and this 6, what do they have in common? They both have 2's in them. This n squared and this n. Hey, they both have an n in them. This next guy, 3 and a 9. 3 and 9. Hey, they both have 3's in them. There's a 3 in this 9. So I'll pull out a 3. Then I look at this top square. See what sign he has. He's got a minus. That means that this 3 has to be a minus. Next, now I'm on the side right here. I'm going right this direction, left to right. This 2 and this negative 3, what do they have in common? Nothing. So I don't pull out anything right now. How about an n? Yes, they both have n's in them, so I take the n out. Bottom row, 6 and a negative 9, what do they have in common? 6 has a 2 and a 3 in it. 9's got a 3. So I'm going to pull out a 3 here. Now look at the sign that it's touching that plus 6. So this can be a plus 3. Now it's got to rewrite these guys nice and pretty. I'll put them right here on the side. My answer is going to be 2n minus 3 times n plus 3. This is my final answer on the factor for number 2. Awesome. Okay, next one. We've got 3n squared minus 8n plus 4. Let's build this box. That's always step 1. It keeps our thoughts nice and easy. Nice and organized. Here we go. First square goes 3n squared. last square goes plus 4. What number goes up here? 3 times 4 gives me a 12. So that 12 goes up there. Now let's build off of that 12. Calculator, I need you, bro. 12 divided by x, second graph. Let's see, we've got 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4, and then 4, and I already have a 4, so I'm done building. Now here we go. What number am I trying to get? I'm trying to hit a -8. I need to hit a -8. So 1 plus 12 is 13. 1 minus 12 is 11. Can't hit it with those numbers. 2 plus 6 is 8. Found it. It's gonna be the 2 and the 6. So how do I need to organize this 2 and 6? I don't know yet. Let's just try. 2 plus 6. Calculator. That's an 8. That I want to have a -8. So that doesn't work. 2 minus 6. That's a -4. That's not the -8 that I wanted. Now let's swap the order. Let's put the 6 on top with the -2 at the bottom. 6 minus 2. That gives me a +4. I don't want that one either. Dang. What are we going to do? Well, I have not tried making them both negative. Let's try going -6 minus 2. Put that in your calculator, and that will give you a -8. That's the -8 that I wanted. So now put these guys, put the -6 and the -2 inside of this square. So I'm going to put -6. Don't forget to put the n on it. Then I put the -2. Don't forget to put the n on him. Now I've got to figure out how to get out of this box and what numbers do they have in common. Let's go. So I'm going upwards. What does the 3 and the 2 have in common? Nothing. Just a 1, but I don't need to write it in. Let's see. They both have n's as well. So there. I'm going to keep the n. Now I'm going up this way. A 6 and a 4, they both have 2's in them. So let's take a 2 out. And do they both have n's? No, they don't. Now look at the sign of that 6 that's touching this 2. That's a negative, so that means that this has to be a -2. Now let's go this way to the left. 3n squared minus, what does 3n and the 6 have? 3 and 6. They both have 3's in them. They both have 3's. So 3 comes out, and they both have n's in them, so an n comes out. Bottom row. 2 and a 4. Hey, that's an easy one. They both have 2's in them. And what sign is touching this 2? A minus. That means that this 2 has to be minus. So now we can just write our answer as n minus 2 and 3n minus 2. And you are finished. It doesn't matter which one goes first. You can write 3n minus 2 first and then put n minus 2 second. Same answer. You're fine. Great job. Okay, next one. Last one. We have 3p squared minus 2p minus 5. Ooh, draw your box. Draw your box. Here it is. Okay, first square you have 3p squared. The last square you have minus 5. Now take this 3 times that -5 gives me a -10. Oh, -15. Thank you, brain. It says, no, that's not right. So 3 times -5 is a -15. Now we're going to build off this -15 to try to hit that -2. I put that there. That's my target. Whatever numbers I'm going to use here have to hit a -2. Calculator, give me the factors of 15 because I don't know them. Let's see. I've got 1 and 15. Remember, I'm ignoring the signs for now because I might have to change all the signs around. So 1 and 15, 3 and 5, and then 5 and 3. I already have a 5 and 3. So 1 and 15 or 3 and 5. Here we go. 1 and 15 is 16. 1 subtract 15 is 14. I can either make a 16 or a 14 here. Not good enough. They're done. 3 plus 5 is 8. That could work. I don't know. But no, I'm trying to get a 2. Now 3 minus 5 is a 2. I found it. So I'm going to use the 3 and the 5. But I got to figure out what sign belongs on who. That way I can get this -2. So I got 3 plus 5 gives me an 8. No, that's not what I wanted. 3 minus 5 gives me a, put in your calculator, -2. There's a -2 that I wanted. So I got a +3 and I've got a -5. Calculator, go hide yourself. You did a great job. So I got a +3 and a -5. Fix that 5. There we go. Don't forget to put the p's on it. There it is. Now let's figure out what they all have in common. Let's see. I'm going up and down right now on this 3p and that 5. So 3 and 5, what do they have in common? Nothing. But they both have p's in common. So put a p out there. 3p and this 5. Hey, they've got nothing in common. Whoa, that's never happened before. So whenever they don't have anything in common at all, like there's no p there in both of them, then you're actually going to have to put the 1 there. So this guy, that's a 1. Now notice what sign is touching that 1? A plus. So that's going to be p plus 1. That's what goes up here on the top. Now let's go sideways right here. 3p and this guy, hey, they both have 3's. That was a pretty easy one to see. I'm so thankful. And they both have p's in them, so I'm pulling out a 3 and a p from both of them. Bottom part, what do they have in common? They both have minus 5's. Or sorry, they both have 5's, but this guy's touching the minus sign. That's why he has to be a minus. And that's it. So now let's go ahead and rewrite our answer. Officially, our answer is 3p minus 5 in parentheses times p plus 1. This is my answer to that one. And whew, that's it. Good job. Alright guys, you made it through this lesson. With great power comes great responsibility. Be sure you're using this very well. I mean, get it for yourself first of all. Pause the video, rewind it, do what you got to do to make sure that you know this in and out, because I'm about to ask you a bunch of questions about this. There should be every instance is covered in here. You should be great. Go back if you want it. It's here for you. Now help yourself out first, then go out and help your neighbors. Lastly, go help your teacher out and make sure you get some good grades in class. Alright guys, we need more people that can work super hard and just be great people. So please be one, because we need more heroes. See y'all later. Have a super good day.